How about now? It's this fancy little mute button right here. Sorry. I thought I pushed it and I thought I turned it off. Apparently I turned on the mute. No audio. How's it going, guys? How's it going? Man, look at you guys. That's awesome. Knocked out the mic. All fixed now. Oh, good. Fantastic. Yes, the audio was muted, Bobby. You are so right. Hey, but the good news is I got when I switched over this this new OBS, I will be able to accidentally start live streaming again. So that'll be fun. How's it going, Paul from Down Under? Hey, Jamie, Demps, Mike, Andy. How's it going, everybody? So I'm trying out this new OBS streaming stuff. So it should be pretty cool. That's how come we have the little countdown here. And then I want to see the chat in the scene. So let me figure out what that's going to take. Because there it is. You see it behind my head there? I wonder if it's going to let me do any of that stuff. Let's see if this will, hopefully this won't stop the stream. Okay, good. So now I can move the chat so it's not behind my head. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Great work. Node-RED can deploy, don't have permission. Uh-oh. Anybody know what Bud means? Doesn't have permission to deploy Node-RED or something? Okay, let's find this chat box. And then, what? Look at that chat. It's all small and it's all behind me. Let's unlock that. What's it doing? Is it doing anything? See, there's something. I don't know. Do you guys, maybe I don't want the chat on there. Hey, man, thanks for all the help. You're welcome. But then what happens to the rest of the chat? The new authentication, you mean for Home Assistant? Oh boy, I have not started using the new authentication system for Home Assistant. We can learn it together. Do you guys want to go over it together and see what's going on? All right, I'm going to shut this chat box. We're not going to have chat on the live stream screen, and that's fine. Howdies. I like that. I like that, Freely. I like it. Pop-ups for new messages, then fades out. Same as on the landscape on the phone. Okay, well, I was hoping it would stay. I was hoping like the chat would stay up there, but oh well, it's all good. If I do this, I can see the chat. And this is just some other stuff going on over here. Anyways, all right. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. How's the audio? Is audio better? The audio should be good. So, all right. Have I tested the new OS on the Pi Plus? I haven't. You mean Has OS? I haven't, but I bet others have. What do you guys think of the new Has OS? Kansas City. Got Has.io all set up. Works great. Thanks for all the tips. You are so welcome, man. The audio is good. Fantastic. I was really messing with the audio. So hopefully that's a lot better. Have I tried the new Shelly one? No, I tried to get them to send me one, but I watched Rob's video and that was exciting. I think that thing looks pretty cool. If you want to have, you know, your wall switch to stay as the same wall switch that you've had in the past and not change, then the Shelly seems like a really good option. So, uh-oh, Bobby says buyer beware on the Has OS. What keeps popping up over here? Gotta keep an eye on this silly computer sometimes, doing funny things like that. Why does it keep doing that? Anyways, it's probably what it's probably doing is recording and streaming at the same time. Am I going to try the Shelly one? You bet I am. Yeah, you bet I am. I emailed the Shelly guys, asked them to send me some. I haven't heard back from them, so I'll probably just have to buy them. Just ordered the RF bridge and some PIR sensors. Can't wait till they get here. They're cool. The RF bridge is cool. I do have the Broadlink thing on the way. The Broadlink. Actually, I got the black bean because I think that's all I need. But just to be complete, I asked for the what do you call the whole thing, the Pro, so that it'll have the IR and the RF. So that'll be cool. Oh, the Has OS. Keep losing sensors. Had to go back to Has OS. Oh, because what were you doing, Chris? You were using Haspian? Something like that. Yeah, the RM Pro. Thank you. It's 2 a.m. Monday. Man. Braca, you're up at 2 a.m. Monday? Good for you. I won't be up at 2 a.m. on Monday, I hope. Yeah, the Pro's pretty good. So I've been working on, let's see what can I do to keep the chat, and forgive me a little bit while I'm learning this new streaming software. It's going to take me a few minutes probably. I wonder if I can pop it out. No, doesn't look like I can. Refresh chat, edit chat. I don't know. Anyways, it's good enough. All right. All right, what do we got going on? Speaking of the bridge, is there a way to use a regular RX board with Home Assistant? So far I've been command line to read codes for the RFTX board. I don't know, Curmudgeon. I'm sorry, man. Let's see, we can start looking it up and see if there's some way. Do I think Shelly one is going to be better than the Z switch, than my switch? You know, the big deal with the Shelly to me is it's like $11. You know, so it's great because it fits in the box, and if you want to use your normal switch, it's already set up for that. You don't have to mess with GPIO pins. So there's some really nice features about it. I think size is probably the best one, but it's still cheaper than a regular switch, you know, than a $30 switch. But it's not a $5 switch. And I guess technically, once you build a zone off, it's not a $5 switch either, right? Because you add a fuse and you add a touch module and stuff. But it's fun. Oh no, the chat's back. Let me see if I can turn that off again. Chat's popping up by my head again. Bye. There you go. Okay. Yeah, no ability to use the low voltage, which yeah, that's kind of yuck. I agree with you, Chris. I kind of like the idea of you know, having those GPIO pins available on the Sonoff. I know that if you guys watched Rob's video a couple weeks ago, he had some comments from some folks that were quite concerned apparently, about using GPIO pins from the Sonoff for other things. I mean, the reference that the one fellow was brought up had to do with a lightning strike. So anything that is dependent on a lightning strike, I think my odds are pretty good that it's going to be safe. You have an IP cameras feeding to Home Assistant from Blue Iris and want to add switches to open and close the garage door to the bottom of the video feed. Is this possible in Lovelace? Absolutely possible in Lovelace. Absolutely possible in Lovelace. That would be a picture entity, or a picture element, sorry, or a picture glance. You could do it with a picture glance actually too. Have you done Lovelace, Mike? Should we open up Lovelace real quick and see? You guys already know I'm going to be getting distracted here. We got I'm already like 3 comments behind. Somebody asks a question and I go start answering somebody else's question. Sorry. Waiting for Amazon to deliver your Shelly in Canada. Oh, it'll be good, Wellington. I think that thing's going to be good. Yeah, you have Lovelace, Mike? Okay, yeah. So if you've done you could do picture glance or picture element probably. Depends. If you just want it at the bottom, picture glance will work. Lovelace. Picture glance. So this is the one where you can put these down here. So if you have your camera feed, you should be able to use, yep, here you can use a camera image. I don't know how often this will update, so you'll have to do that and check it out. But you can, when you set it up, your image, let's see, where you'll put it under, you'll put the type, you'll put what entities you want to show up. This is where you'll put your garage door buttons. So your entities here. So you'll put the type, picture glance, title, you know, garage, whatever. Entities, these are going to be your garage door switches. So this is where you put your garage door entities. And then the camera, then you can do this, camera image, and then there was a way to get video. How did it work? Can't remember how it worked. Will it work with a Wise Cam? Good question. Not sure. Not sure. I feel like I'm saying that a lot tonight. Sorry. I don't have a Wise Cam to test with. If you have, what was the way to get the video feed? There was, some of you guys were helping me do that. Oh, from Atlanta to San Paulo, Ricardo. Well, have a nice trip, man. That's awesome. It's probably good to be leaving Atlanta. I bet you it's hot there. How do you get on Discord? Well, let me show you. Oh, look at that. You see that thing? That's so cool. Do you see how that just popped up there? That's new. Oh man, I'm so easy to please sometimes. Okay, let's get you on Discord here. We'll get you to the Discord. I need to start it up anyways in case anybody's sending me messages. Thanks for being my first subscriber. You were honored. Oh, Bobby, well, you did a good job, man. I appreciate that you were doing something to help out. You know, make a video for people to learn from. It's awesome. Hey, Portugal, how's it going? Denmark, sweet. How's it going, Michael? Who else we got here? How can I put my camera stream to show up on Hass.io? Well, let's see. You have a Funlux camera. Funlux camera. I don't think there's... We'll look and see. We'll look and see if they have a Funlux component. My guess is they probably don't have a Funlux component. So you may have to do either, you know, something like Blue Iris or iSpy, which is a separate software on a separate computer that manages your cameras, and then you just have a URL that you can reference Home Assistant to that software, so it'll see that camera. It's a bit more complicated. I don't have it running, but I know probably several of these guys do, so they can probably give you some help. Let me get you to the Home Assistant Discord. We're going to give us a link that never expires. Never. I should just go right to the get it. But anyways, okay, here is, oh, control. Is it not there? Yep. Okay. There's a Discord. That's the Home Assistant Discord chat. And you do, like Mark said, you download the app. More subscribers. Watch, careful your eyes. Those are lasers. Thanks for subscribing. I can't, the screen's too small. I can't see. Maybe if I zoom it in. Okay. Oh, I guess I could probably read somewhere else who's the subscribers. Anyways, again, forgive me for learning this new software on the fly. So yeah, you download the Discord software. You can either do it on your phone, or you can do it on your laptop or whatever, your computer, and then you'll be able to hit that link, and it'll take you to the Home Assistant Discord. Good times to be had. Lots of good help to get too. Tony's here. How's it going? Hey, James is here too. How's it going? Many cameras don't have dedicated components. Yeah, check out the OnFiv. How do you say it? I guess you probably don't try and say it that way. Let's look at the Home Assistant cameras components. You guys know how to check for components. We'll do this for the sake of, I can't remember now who asked the question, but when you want to know if there is a Home Assistant component, you just go to the main page, search for components. You can go over here and get the main category, and then these are all the camera components. So these ones are all default ready. If you go in here, you've got an Amcrest, you can go in here and you don't have to do too much to set up your Amcrest camera. You do a little bit of stuff in your configuration file, and then your images will start to show up. And if I remember, it was some sort of a fun cam, right? So probably not. Yeah, don't see it. But if it's in, this is a generic or a way you can likely do it. If it's a webcam that you can use in your home network, you might be able to do it with this. And if you have passwords and stuff, you can use those. So Google Play will locate all the cameras that are OnFiv compatible and give you all the setup info. Awesome. There you go. Mike knows the way. Follow Mike. FFmpeg. Yep, there's FFmpeg too. There, this one. Yep. I don't know how to get that one set up. I have one set up like that from my 3D printer, but I don't know how to do it. Did you get it working, Jim? Anyone know if they're working on adding support for NVIDIA? It's a great camera, DVR. Ooh. But yeah, if you're thinking if there's some sort of a way to make a component inside of Home Assistant like these, that's different. Frank doesn't do that, so that would be the devs, I guess. RIP. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have, I don't do a lot with the cameras. I want to do more. I've got a couple of these. Somebody gave me some Yi cameras, which I guess are the Xiaomi ones. Let me grab them. And I'd like to hack into these fellas and get them working. Watch this. We're going to switch scenes again. Woo! Cool, right? And then, of course, the chat's going to show up again, so we're going to have to do something about that. There. Okay. So, yeah, I was looking at these cameras have a, there's some sort of alternative firmware setup you can do. So you put different firmware on them, and then there's a component for Home Assistant. I don't know. I'm gonna try and get these working for the Maker Faire if I can. So, all right. They show me the fangs. I don't know. Is that a camera, Alicia? Trying to do a Shelly component. Awesome. Rob's a genius, man. Rob's got mad software skills. So that's great, Rob. What you did for the even just what you did with Tasmota for that is great. Did they, have they given you any feedback? Did Theo get back to you or anything and say if they're going to put that into, you know, the main versions next go around or something? Because that was really cool the way you made it so that the Shelly would work with Tasmota like that. That was awesome. Great video, by the way. I saw you had like 11,000 views in 4 days. That's fantastic. Well deserved. Good work. Did not use the component add-on. I just set up the cameras in the config with the URL from Blue Iris. Cool. He said it has support as a button, but not a switch. Okay. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff I could still learn about the cameras. So let's, so if you just have, like, if I have a camera in my house that, has a URL like this, I can just use this component and see that camera. Is that what you're telling me? Time for bed for the younglings. All right, curmudgeon. See you in a bit, man. Grocery store watching the live stream. Awesome. Are you picking up some groceries for the company, James? You said you had some company. We're having a birthday party downstairs for a neighbor right now. Hey, Elian. How's it going? How do you get your Sonoff motion sensor to not turn off a light when it keeps seeing motion? So you have to change the switch topic. So you want to set up, don't set, I guess there's a few things. Let me slow down. Don't set the PIR sensor. Don't set it as switch 1. That's first thing, because switch 1 on a Sonoff, switch 1 will always control relay 1, which is the onboard relay for Sonoff. So you don't ever want to do that, because if you do that, if you set it as switch 1, then it will, every time it gets activated, it will click that relay. And so you don't want that. Let me grab one of my devices that, maybe see if I can. The other thing probably to do is to use, yeah, so this is just generic. Let's pull this up. Okay. So the other thing to do is, oh, wait, maybe the Dragon one's going to be a better one, or one of these others that has, this will be fine. Configuration, configure modules, probably going to script my garage lights a little bit. Okay, so when you're going to do, if you're going to do a motion sensor on the Sonoff, you don't want it to be switch 1 because that's going to directly control the relay. So you'll have to set up switch 2. But when you set up switch 2, you also have to set up relay 2. Even if you don't, and I wouldn't actually probably use those pins. That's probably a bad idea. Set this one up as switch 2. And let's see which would be the better to have it not be. Yeah, you could do serial out to relay 2 because that won't go anywhere. That's fine. And then just don't do serial in. Okay, so like that. So that's, I think, how I would set it up. If you're gonna do a PIR on a Sonoff, which I haven't done, but I'm sure it's possible. Some of you guys probably have done it. You should do it. I don't think you'll have to change the switch topic then. So try that and see. If you have trouble, and if it's still giving you grief, the thing to do would be to go into the console and change the switch topic, so that it uncouples the direct signaling from the switch 1 to the relay 1. But again, if you do switch 2, you don't have to do it. So anyways, that was a lot of rambling. I hope it made some sense to you. If you do it the way I just showed, it should work. Should. Having a heck of a time. Heck, Chris. It's a kids show. Trying to get iOS notifications. Man, I need to work with you on that too. I had mine working. I had some really cool videos on it back in the day. It's getting to be football season again, and I'm gonna want those to work again. All right, Jose. Oh, let's see who did it. CB Naylor. How's it going? Thanks for subscribing. Is that fun? I think that's fun. Have that little thing pop up. So anyways, I was talking about actionable notifications, Chris. I do want to get those working again because football season's starting, and I want that to happen when the football games start, and that was important to me. Yeah, I'll have to look up, I'll have to tinker with mine and see what's going on, what's going wrong. But yeah, hopefully there'll be some others. Have you tried the in the Home Assistant forums? Home Assistant forums might have something. Home Assistant. Actionable notifications. Action does not work. Anyways, I would check through here. I would check through here a little bit, Chris. That's where I would start, because maybe there's probably been some kind of a change since I did my video. It's been almost a year, and so if you're going by those instructions, there's probably new stuff that's different that you'll want to look at. How can it tell football if you never touch the ball with your feet? Yeah, no kidding. Sorry, it's called hand egg. This was funny. I should have taken a picture of it. It was in the bathroom in the hospital. Somebody had put up a little picture on the wall to just be funny, and it said it was football season, and it said, this is a ball and it's round, and this is a foot, right? And you put a shoe on it. And this is they showed an American football, and they said this is an egg, and you hold it in your hand. So we're not playing football, we're playing hand egg. And you're right, we are. I'm sorry. I would like to change it. It needs a different name. Joel is saying maybe Chris, maybe you need to do. Oh, you're in the forums now. Awesome. If this, then that, and Node Red for notifications. Yeah, there's probably different ways. I think what he's looking to do, I think what Chris is looking to do is on the iPhone to get a button to press, which is a really cool feature, and is really, when it works, it's really cool. And I had it working. I had it working for garage doors, and I had it working for football games. And then we just got carried away into other projects, and it stopped working at some point. And it was either between switching phones or switching to Hass.io, and there's a lot of different things that I changed. And somewhere along the way, it stopped working. And I don't know exactly at which point, and I haven't gone back to try and get it working again. Am I on Home Assistant? Jim, what are you? Oh, see, maybe Jim's on the Home Assistant one. I'll share mine too. Yeah, there's the best place to get help all the time is the Home Assistant Discord chat. That's where it is. Let me share you, Jim. Here's another one. This is the my Discord channel, I guess you call it. That's separate from the Home Assistant one. There you go. Okay. And there's a lot of good help on there. That's kind of more specific for folks that found all this stuff through videos I've done. So it's a great place. We're getting close to, I don't know how many hundreds. We got a lot of people in there. There's Facebook too. Why can't we send web addresses? I don't know. Leanne, that's a YouTube thing. I think they just try and keep people in the chat from spamming links to other things. Could be, bad things. And so that's a YouTube thing. I don't have any control over whether or not you guys can post links. Every once in a while, it'll send me a message that says, "Hey, would you like to approve this person's post, and I can say yes or no. But most of the time, if you try and post a link to something else, it'll just say no. But it lets me post links. So I get to be the master of the links. Gary, hey, how was the package? Oh, it's great, Gary. Thank you. What have I done with it? I started to use some of your D1 minis. Thank you very much. And I was looking at, what else was I looking at? I can't remember now. But anyways, that's awesome. You guys remember Gary? Gary was on vacation. He sent me that box, and I opened up that box of all those crazy things. Where was all that stuff? Let me see. Oh, the LEDs too. I was really happy to have those LEDs. All these. Using some of these in the Maker Faire. These are great. So. Anyways, yeah, this was cool. So I was excited about this. Gary, tell us about this.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can come say hi, baby. So this thing, I didn't know exactly what it was, but then after looking at it, this is like a current detector, right? Or something, or is it some sort of inductor, right? So you put this around a cable that's got some kind of current going through it. And then out this other end here, it's going to give you either, you know, a voltage of some kind that you can measure to see what the current is or something, right? Is that what this, tell me what you were going to do with this guy. Were you going to do your own, like your own power monitor in your house or something? Or maybe even you could power something else off of, you know, something that's connected. I don't know. Anyways, that thing's cool. I saw that and I was like, ooh, that looks fun. Yeah, we're all sad for we are sad for Gary. Gary is and you know, here's a guy who shows up on the stream and says hi, even though his wife has outlawed all things home automation for him. So we are sad for you, Gary, but we will let you live vicariously through our home automation adventures. Did you see? Be careful, insta death without a resistor. You mean this guy here? This thing's insta death without a resistor? I haven't messed with this thing at all. I've really got to learn what I do. I know it clamps around something that is powerful. So use them to monitor your home power usage. Yeah. So you put them in the panel and then something will read whatever comes out of this end, right? Volume up button. Let's see. You want to say hi? Zoe's here to say hi.
Hi.
It's all Zoe's fault. The whole reason you're looking right there. The whole reason that I do home automation, it's her fault. That video about LEDs, the lights outside, it was her fault. And then all this other stuff, all this equipment, everything we got, it's all for Zoe. All this equipment.
Oh, for me. I thought you said give you the idea. Like, I don't know what sonoffs are. I don't know.
Love you, baby.
Love you.
Okay. How can I flash a Sonoff POW 2 over the air? Michael, what first thing first, you got to know what firmware you have on there. If you've got the compatible firmwares, which are version 1.5 and version 2, then you should be able to just follow the video I did about the T1, the US version of the T1, and it'll work. Should work. But if you so that means to see the firmware version, the stock firmware, you have to set it up through the eWeLink app and then click through a few buttons. There's a button that'll tell you device settings, I think. So look at that and it'll tell you what firmware that device has, and it'll tell you if it has a compatible version or not. And if it has version 1.6 or version 1.8, then you are out of luck and you'll have to do it manually unless somebody else can come up with some other ideas for Michael, but that's all I know about how to do it. Renee bought the F4G energy monitor and also working well on home. Oh, cool. Ooh, let's look at that. I don't know about that. Let's look at F4G. E-F-E-R-G-Y, that's what it's called. F4G energy. F4G energy monitor. Is it cheaper than the Sense? I kind of like the idea of the Sense. Do any of you guys have the Sense? I like that it identifies the devices, or supposed to identify the devices, and then tell you what it is. That's cool. So you're liking this? You're liking this F4G one? Online monitors, elite, air control, smart stuff. That's cool. What's it cost? Europe, Australia, US, Canada. What live chat did I open? It was, gosh, Gary, maybe 3 weeks ago. I can find it for you. I can find it. I think it was about 3 weeks ago. Keeps having problems. Oh no. Just the web UI is grand. Okay, cool. It's very nice. All right, cool. Working really well. Sweet. Okay. Well, this might be one I'll have to look into then. Because I would like, but it doesn't distinguish devices probably, right? Like the sense, or does it try and like learn the electric current consumption patterns of different devices and name them for you in your configuration so you can know which devices are doing which? Because that would be cool. Let's see, where's my... Check it out. I want to show you this, my fun. I'm very excited about how my solar panels have been working. Check it out. And we've got had a few cloudy days there, but for the most part, we've been doing pretty good. Right now, it's actually, what time is it? 6:30 at night, and I'm still cranking out 7.6 kilowatts. That's the max. That's as high as it'll go for me. So that's good news. Good news. Making some kilowatts. This has been fun. And I got it working in Home Assistant. I did get it set up in Home Assist, so when I go here, I don't have anything beautiful set up yet. I got to get Grafana going and all that, but I do have my basic sensor stuff. Like here it is. Here it is. And then how much I've generated today so far, I think it is. And a couple other things here that I haven't used too much, but anyways, excited about this. Yeah, so these are cool. This was a good this was a good setup. This is we've got a company out here called Solar Warehouse or Solar Wholesale, and they sell DIY kits. Is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to do it yourself, put it all together and all that stuff yourself. Of course, I bought it, set it on the side of the house, and then never got time to do it. So have I looked at the S31? I've asked the Sonoff people to send me one. So I haven't looked at it yet, but it is on the short list of things to do. So hopefully I'll get to it shortly after they send it to me. Use the Sonoff POW to monitor your panels. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So it does. So it does monitor individual devices. This thing does. Okay. Well, and I'll have to check it out for sure. I never did get to the price, did I? Compare? No. He's always watching from downstairs. Oh, hey, Jackson. How's it going? Has anyone ever looked up a commercial alarm system keypad for use with Home Assistant? Good question. Not I. Like a commercial grade. I know Tyson was working on trying to do something like that, and I know, there's lots of ways in Home Assistant to make an alarm panel so that you can type in a key code and things like that. If you use the alarm component, and you can the variety of things where that you can use for a display. I'm assuming you could use HA dashboard, although I don't know that for sure. You could probably use the what's that other one called? The home. It's the is it tiles or something? Home Assistant tiles or something like that. Lovelace has one. I think Tyson was he was just using Node-RED to create a alarm panel, integration. So any idea why I can access HAS.io via my DuckDNS domain via phone and app, but not when on Wi-Fi? If you are, that's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. So when you're in your house, that should work. That's interesting. I wonder why. I don't know. Maybe some network folks will tell us. Remember my video with the door locks where I was trying to use the RF for some kind of tag when integrated keypads on it? So, oh, they did. Did they really? So that RF pad that I used, James is saying that they have the video with the RF door locks, and we're trying to use the RF for some kind of tag. They integrated keypads. Oh, cool. So there's a keypad that goes along with that ESP RFID. Is that what you're saying, Jay? ESP RFID. I don't have it connected anymore, so it's not gonna show up. So these guys, they built in something with a keypad. Is this the right web? Is this the right GitHub? Yeah, this is it. Cool. This is a great, excuse me, this is a great alarm system component to have also, because, you know, those card scanners are pretty cool to be able to use. What's the count in the corner? That's the how many people are watching. It's a little bit, it looks like it's a little off though. That says 78, somewhere else says 80, 83. I don't know which one's right. Okay, looks like Ted's getting an answer. Awesome. Yeah, these guys here. Let me put the link in there for everybody. This was a cool one. I liked this. I liked this idea, and this was. Oh, it's not letting me post stuff either. Yeah, this worked really well, and I really liked their software. It worked really well. I like the idea of being able to use those cards too for other things. Like there's somebody on the Home Assistant forums under the Share My Projects that did it's like a jukebox. He used those little RFID cards as like a jukebox. So you like pick up the RFID card and it's for some band or whatever, some playlist, and you swipe that at the reader, the card reader, and it would start the music playing that you wanted. And you swipe a different card when you want different music. That's just kind of cool, right? It just kind of gives you a little jukebox feel. Those kinds of things are fun. Let's see what I got over here. I got Discord popping up. Let's see. Sorry for the pause. Just taking a pause. Oh, cool. It kind of... Okay, great. ITF freely. So thanks, man. I'll... do you have that? Can you send me that link in Discord and I'll post it for everybody. So we're talking about this and how to be safe, how to use it, and how to be safe using it. Because obviously when you're messing with this thing, you know, you're in your panel and you could get some shockage, and we don't want anybody dying, getting shocked. Hackster.io for Home Assistant. Oh, cool. DIY alarm control panel for Home Assistant. Oh, awesome. Is that what you're trying to use, Danny? Let me see if I can copy that. I think I can. I think I can. And then I'll just have to... That's a great way to circumvent their... disabling of your this guy. Oh, that's cool. It's got a PIR sensor. Can see that right away. Oh, looks like he put in a touchpad. Ooh, that's cool. Raspberry Pi, touch module, micro SD. Cool. I was watching. All right, cool. I'll post this for everybody else. I was watching somebody that was, I think it was Great Scott. You guys ever watch Great Scott? That dude's a genius. I think it was him. He was talking about how to use a touchpad. You know, there's a lot of these touch panels are getting really cheap, and they look good. I mean, they're not. Well, yeah, some of them might be HD. I don't know how great the resolution is, but good enough for an alarm panel, right? You know. Anyways, but he was talking about how you can, you know, what your sketch has to look like. How do you write an Arduino sketch so that you can have things like these buttons and stuff? And I'm pretty sure he had some kind of software or a sketch essentially already written that you could use. So that's cool. Nextion is the bomb for your projects. Is that cool, Curmudgeon? You use that? I would like to try that. It's going to take me a while. You know, I'm buried in projects already. So this is how to use this home power monitor from It Kinda Works. I like him too. He's a good dude. So It Kinda Works. Thanks for this. What's a bit pricey, Mark? The touch panels? HDMI touch panels are really nice. Yeah, I'll bet. Nextion screens. Yep. ESP32 has a touch controller built in. Rob, you're amazing. Look at that. Does it really? So, wow, that's pretty awesome. That would make things pretty easy. Is Nextion expensive? Oh. I guess I was thinking it, you know, a touch panel like that, like, I don't know how big this one is. But I'm thinking if it's, oh, this is a 3.5-inch screen. I don't know what's a decent price for that. 30 bucks maybe, 20 bucks. Did this guy say how much it cost? Yeah, 45. It might be a little high. It might be a little much. I know IT sells them. I'm sure they just resell them. They're not. They don't make them. I don't think. Here they've got a bunch, but I don't know how much they cost. None of this is saying how much they cost. It's just giving you all the specs. Components, equipment, tools. I don't know. Display, next on displays. Yeah. Oh, TFT. Come on now. That's what I just had. So how do you get, Rob, how do you get have you done a touch display on one of those ESP32s? That would be sweet. I mean, I think if you're going to do an alarm panel, my guess right now is going to be that an ESP32, if you can just hook it into one of these touch displays, that's going to be pretty cheap. That'll be cheaper than doing, putting a whole Raspberry Pi with it. And you could still do, I'm sure you could still do the PIR and stuff too. Let's just put this last part. Oh, so 2.5-inch for 24. So that's about the same price, right? That other one was 3-inch for 45, something like that. Oh, here's another one for 18. Here's a 30. So this one's 4.3 for 45. 2.8. I mean, 2.8 is probably too small for an alarm panel, right? I think you need probably, I think something like this. Something that's 4 inches, size of your phone, more or less. Is that how big phones are? I guess phones are bigger than that too, aren't they? Anyways. How much did my amplifier hat for the Raspberry Pi cost? I think it was about 30 bucks. I think it was about 30 bucks. Somewhere in there. Hopefully they're back in stock. I feel bad. As soon as I put that video out, they were out of stock. Maybe it's because everybody bought them all. Maybe it doesn't understand our Pi. No. I want to do these. Has anybody done this for their Home Assistant Pis? Have you put a battery on a battery backup? I want that bad. One of the reasons that I don't, oh, there it is. Yep, it was 37. So there it is. That's the exact one I used. It works really well. It does, I have to say. For being sort of, generic or off-brand, it's not a Hi-Fi Berry. It's not a, Just Boom or some of those other brands. Yeah, it's been working really well for me. Jim got his PC back from his daughter. Thank goodness. Thanks for the... Okay, say thank you for your videos. You're welcome, Seth. Attempting to replace the SmartThings hub, Zigbee, Wave, Hue, all reporting nicely, even with your Iris stuff. Wonderful, Seth. I'm glad to hear it. Have a regular UPS for PC and just use that. Yeah, I'd like to do that too, but I don't have one of those yet. Every time, one of the reasons I haven't done more with some of my wall switches in the house is because every time, because it takes so long, right? If I need a long time because I have to turn off the breaker and figure out what's in the box and then get it hooked up and turn it back on. And every time I turn off the breaker, it screws up some things, right? Because the router shuts down and the Pi that's running Home Assistant shuts down. And I don't know. I just would like a few things to, and recently we've had a few power outages. We had a couple little storms and power just kind of blinks and it kind of messes everything up. So I would really like a UPS or something to keep, especially the Home Assistant Pi and the router from going down every time there's a blip in the power. Something that looks like it belongs. Phone on the wall always seems too tacky. Fair enough. Fair enough. you could get Z-Wave switches. Yeah, I haven't. No, Z-Wave. I boycott Z-Wave. It's not really like it's a big deal, but I haven't bought any for the price. The fact that they have what they have is available, you know, through other means that are a lot cheaper, and so I just haven't used Z-Wave for anything. For PCBs, they're great. Oh, that's cool, Nick. Oh, that's cool. So those are backup because that 18650 is a battery, right? That's cool. You can always 3D print a case of transparent organs or transplant organs from the phone. That would be fun. Use an old phone. I have the tablet that we use for most of the sort of family interface with the home automation stuff is the Amazon Fire 10, and I just have I have tiny 3D printed corner brackets. That's it. It's just a corner. I think they hang over like 1/2 centimeter, and then they don't cover any of the screen. They're just on the corners, so it looks pretty unintrusive. And it's in a place where the cable just kind of goes behind it. I've got one of those 90-degree elbows on it, and so the cable just goes behind it, and there's a place to power it up behind there. It's where our old intercom system panel used to be. So it works pretty well. It doesn't look too bad. I see what you're saying, though. I see. We got to keep the wives happy. We can't have some silly looking thing on the wall. But anyways, Z-Wave license expensive. Yeah, spent a couple hours the other night tracing the PCBs and some smart lights in New Zealand. Worked out it was a simple circuit, and now they're running Tasmota as a custom module. Nice work, Jesse. Nice work. Took it apart, figured it out, put it back together. That's fantastic. Somebody posted, I'll put the Facebook link up. Somebody posted on Facebook a question about another smart switch that they found, I think on Banggood or AliExpress or something. And it looks just like the Sonoff T1. It looks just like it. And I agree with, I think Chris and some others that looked at it and said the same thing. I'm sure it's flashable. Sure it's flashable. Okay, if you haven't joined the Facebook group, there it is. Another thing I got here that I want to check out. This was something one of these companies sent me and said, hey, would you do a review on Amazon for us? And so I said, sure. Sure. This is somebody's little smart plug, and I don't know what's inside of it, but I want to break it open and find out. Because I think there's a decent chance that it's just an 8266 and that we can put Tasmota on it. And the whole reason the whole reason would just be so that it would be available in Home Assistant. Because as it is with their app, it's not going to be available, right? Get that kickback. The hookup bump. I missed what happened, Chris. But anyways, I'm sure it was cool. Wi-Fi lights. Miter 10, I don't know. Usually any Wi-Fi switch has an ESP in it, right, Gary? What other options are there? What other chips are there that do that? This thing looks like it's sealed pretty good. I don't know. I'm going to have to break it probably to get it open. Looks like they glued it really well. If it maybe this is a sticker and there's screws under it. Anyways. Home Assistant from Docker on a QNAP. Ooh, I don't know what a QNAP is. Okay, here's a poll. Questions for everybody. Hey from Israel. How's it going? Thanks for coming by. InfluxDB and Grafana. How many of you guys are using it? And how many of you who are using it are on a Raspberry Pi, like with HassIO? And how many are seeing any kind of performance decline in your Pi? I was about to start it, and then somebody warned me, oh, it's going to slow down your Pi. But then others, like Mark told me that, no, it should be fine. So anyways, what do you guys think? Grafana, InfluxDB, on your HassIO Pi, is it slowing things down? Not seeing any issues? Awesome. Paul, oh, Paul, you're like a master, right? Paul and Mark are like the masters that I know in our little Discord. Using it in Docker, no issues. It will slow down your Pi. Willington says, yeah. Well, maybe it was Willington that let me know that. But both a Pi for 3 weeks now with no problem. What are some things you can do with it on your Pi to have it not slow things down? Is it just a matter of how much it pulls data, how much data it stores? What are some things you can do to have it not slow it down? Fried your SD card several times. Oh dear. Yeah, on an unraid server. Yeah. Completely locked out. Uh-oh. 12% utilization, no Grafana, 13%. Yeah, so Mark's, and it's, I would expect it's something to do with how many sensors, right? Mark, you've got probably a fair number of things running. You've got a pretty good setup. Enrique. Oh, wait. I was just looking at somebody who just asked a question. Do you use any IKEA lighting? I don't. Will power for you. I don't. But do you guys? Does anybody else? You should be able to limit the CPU and RAM usage in the Docker containers. Not sure if HASS.io will let you control that. Yeah, I'll have to check it out, Tim. I don't know either. You can set a retention policy on InfluxDB when you set up the data. That will allow you to control the amount of data it stores. Cool. Best way to install is via Docker. Yeah, Enrique, so you do... So I've messed with Linux, and I've enjoyed it in the past. But I've really liked, and I'm trying to stick with what the Home Assistant developers are trying to do by making Home Assistant and all this stuff available to people who don't want to get in and monkey with the command line very much. And so when there's a HASS.io add-on for something, I'd like to try and use it. But I want to make sure, and I want to do the things that are going to make it work well. And, you know, I certainly don't want to do so much, writing and erasing and stuff off the SD card that something crashes. And I don't want to slow things down so much that, you know, I pull up Home Assistant and it takes 5 minutes. But I hopefully there's an in between. I know people are running there. That's great. It's super, super cool. But I'm also trying to, stick with what the new user would do. So 12-volt power supply backed up. Some people find open in Home Assistant GitHub. Oh, is that what that's about? Question about my non-denominational holiday lights. Do you have problems with amperage and overruns, wire size? My calculations need some pretty thick wire to carry the load at 12 volts. Yeah, you could. So it's probably best to break up your strings a little bit. You don't want to get too many lights on a string. I can't remember what mine calculations were and what size wire I used. But yeah, it could definitely be a problem because those lights can be, what are they, like 60 milliamps each? But when you start putting hundreds of them together, it can be a lot. So, but I think that the solution, rather than run, a bunch of 14 gauge wire or something that's just not practical, is to just split it up so that you have different power supplies in different places, and you kind of split the current, and so you don't overload your wires and such. Over 40 meters of roof line. Woo! 40 meters, and those are usually 15. Those strings are 15 each. Well, actually, that's not too bad. How many LEDs per meter, though? That's going to be the kicker. If you have 50 LEDs per meter, not so bad. If you have, well, no, those are 3 meters. Those are usually 3 meters, 15 feet. Holy crap, 40 meters roof line. Yeah, you're gonna have to break that up, man. Sorry, my math in my head was bad. You're gonna have to break that up. Multiple LED arrays. Yeah, I think that's what Rob's talking about too. So split it up so you don't have just one long run. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. One long run all the way around. You're gonna want to break it up into sections so you don't overload any one section. 30 LEDs per meter. Okay, well that's not bad. That's like the low end, so you should be okay. But yeah, just do whatever you want to get to the point where you. I'd have to do the math, right, to figure out how many LEDs you can have before you start getting too much current for your whatever you're using, 20 gauge probably wire or something. And then if I recall, and you guys help me with my electricals here, but if you provide a new source of 12 volts, it will split the current, right? So if you have a power supply here and a power supply there, and you're providing 12 volts in both places, one of them will see, whatever, 2 amps, and the other one will see 2 amps. If you take one away, that one will see 4 amps, right? So you may be able to do something like that where you keep the data wire going. So if you wanted all your lights to run in a pattern, all 40 meters, you should be able to keep the data going through. You just break up where you inject power. Now, you guys tell me if I'm preaching blasphemy here. Yeah, there you go. Rob, yes. If Rob agrees with me, I'm feeling pretty good about being right. Should not connect 12 volt from 2 different power supplies. Oh, should not? Oh, dang it. Really? So you do it from one, one big power supply? Two 12 volts, 2 amps equals 1 12 volt 4 amps. Yep, okay. You guys are awesome. You guys are chatting about all kinds of things I can't even catch up with. Could add power at any point on the strip. Yeah, I thought you could too. So let's see. Rob's going to explain, I'm sure. I did, when I did add power, inject power along the way, I did inject it from the same power supply. But that was just because I would run extra sets of wires, but just need to share a negative, and you would be doing that. This is a good conversation. This is teaching me some stuff too. The best solution, use one beefy power supply. So Rob's right. Yeah. So, and the beefy power supplies are cheap. Honestly, the beefy power supplies are great. A 60 amp power supply, $25, versus like, if you have to buy the ones that just plug in individually, like one 3 amp power supply is like $8. And so you got to buy a couple of those. It's going to cost you a lot. Check my email. Okay. Well, I have no problem being wrong. That's for sure. 450 LEDs. What have you done, Tony? Holy cow. Can I show this to everybody? Look at this. Woo! You see that? That's Tony's LED. Looks like it's a big panel, right? Did you put that on something flexible? Oh, sweet. And yes, Tony, I'll give you all the details about my video setup too. Stage prop for a dancer. Nice. Nice. That's fun. Oh, Jedi, yes. Oh, sweet. Let's see. Let me get you, Jedi, let me get you. Because somebody was looking for you the other day. Show them the thermal cover. You wouldn't mind? Yes, I would. Okay, so last time we did a stream, I'm just going to pop my Discord over here. Last time we did a stream, somebody was asking about, or maybe it was in Discord. Now I can't remember. Whatever. Somebody was asking about a thermostat, right? And how can you replace a Nest with something that you build yourself? And I said, yeah, there's a guy named Jedi on Discord, and he's done it. So this is it. This is what he did. What do you got here? This is the box that you made. And then what else we got here? You showed me how you hooked it all up too, right? Anyways, you probably can't see that too well, but anyways, a couple relays, looks like an Arduino, and he'd made his own smart thermostat. Serial killer, that's you? Link please, yes. Link please to everything. Let's link you to, Here's his Thingiverse box. And let's see, what else, Jedi, what else do you have? Do you have any sort of a diagram? I don't know. I can't link this conversation here, but whatever you have that you can link to, because people are obviously very interested in what you did here. Not yet. Okay. Well, whatever you have, you know, this is definitely something people are interested in. Print version 3. And then waiting on the new Wemos module on the slow boat from China, right? So, but describe for us, just tell us, Jedi, what you did, right? Give us some basics. So you've got, I think I saw 2 relays and a control board, right? So we could do that with a Wi-Fi board. You did it, looks like, with an Arduino. Just give us a few, you know, give us the 3-sentence version of what you did, how you put it together. Hey, bud, yeah, you can sit right there. Man, would you fill me up a drink, buddy? I am parched. Is this the guy I need? Thanks. And then you can show off your headless t-shirt. Oh. All right. What's happening? 105. Man. So relay board to manage the heater and the fan. Okay. One relay each. The rowboat. Yeah, sometimes it seems like that. Do I have my own Discord server? The link below goes to Home Assistant. I do. Yes, I do. I will share that while Serial Killer is explaining his thermostat. That should do it. Oh, awesome. All right. So let me read what Serial Killer's saying here. You guys probably all read it, but since some of you may be just listening. So a common off-the-shelf ones can handle amperage you need to do it. So you're talking about the relays. Everything else... LED video in time for Christmas. Yeah, we do need to do that. Let's do it soon because I've got some LEDs I need to put up too. I'm getting distracted. Oh no, you're getting your type blocks because of spam. Sorry. Okay. So Jedi, just send it to me in Discord and I'll repost it. So thank you YouTube for stopping Jedi from spamming us with the things that we asked him to give to us. So he was trying to type in and explain things to us and it cut him off for typing too much, trying to spam the chat. Well, whatever. Sorry, man. Just send it to us. Send it to me in Discord and I'll repost it. Okay, so he says, set up the relays, get the Wemos tasmatized, 3 MOSFET switches, the LEDs on the buttons, because they use 12 volts. Okay. Now, in the wiring, tell me about the wiring. Well, finish your sentence there, but tell me about the wiring inside the thermostat, because the thermostats all have fairly standard wiring, right? You got to have a couple of wires that are going to be controlling the, you know, each of the units. Okay, what else we got here? If you use the Wemos, that's Arduino compatible. Yep, take 12 volt powers. Common thermostats use common positive. Okay, so do you just put... Oh, okay, so there's... I'm trying to just copy and paste. Sorry, this is probably a... We're learning a lesson here about this is the less effective example of how to teach something over a live stream. Because I'm not sure how Jedi did it, and I'm trying to relay to you how he did it, but anyways. Oh, green is for the fan, red is for the heat, yellow is the AC. Okay, great. So there's usually, isn't there like a white and a black and a red and a green and a yellow or something like that in there? Usually. And so you just put those, so when you connect your relays, you've got one, is it just one power? Or you got the 12 volts on the common? But you said that. You said something about what you did with the common. 12 volt goes to the common. Great. And then the other, okay, so on each relay, you've got a common, and then you've got whatever you're controlling. The fan, the heat, the AC, whatever. And then you just set Tasmoda or whatever on a WeMOS or a D1 Mini, whatever, to control the relays. Piece of cake, right? Not everyone has that 5 volt power to, okay. Heat system is 24 to 27 volts. Okay. Discord description with pictures, please. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, man. Sorry, Mark. This is all I got. I got what he's texting me in Discord, but we'll hammer it out. We'll get one working, and we'll let Jedi explain it to me, and then I'll relay it on. But we learned a little bit, right? I was looking at, so let's go through the steps that I was looking at. I was looking on, I was just looking at thermostats and thermostat wiring, and there's, you know, in general, you've got some pretty standard stuff that you'll see when you look inside of a thermostat, right? So we got here, he's talking about the wires. We've got the yellow, the red, the green. This one's got a orange and something else too. This is a bad example. So what you're going to have in most cases, something like this. No. Something like this probably. That looks a little bit better, right? Okay. So you're going to have depends on what you're, I promise I'll have picks up. Yes, this okay. It's all good, man. We appreciate you. I put you on the spot, right? By saying, hey, tell us about your thing, right? Without giving you any kind of a warning or heads up. Yeah, this is going to be a better diagram, right? This is what most people are going to see when they open up their thermostat. So, you know, obviously get your voltmeter and check your continuities and figure out, make sure that you've got the right thing. But this is why I should use Google Hangouts. Yeah, we could do it on Discord. We could bring them on Discord. Jedi, do you want to get your voice? We've got who wired that? Looks terrible. Sorry, it's not mine, Nick. It's not mine. We've got radiant heat in the floor and like 5 different. Is it 5? It's even more. I think we have 3 zones upstairs, 3 zones downstairs, and 2 in the basement. So 7 thermostats hooked up to the radiant heat system, and then we've got 3 other thermostats hooked up to the AC. So 1 in the basement, 1 on the first floor, 1 on the second floor. And those ones. So fortunately, all we use those for is the AC. We don't use them for. There is a furnace, you know, that blows hot air. We don't do that very much because the floor heat works pretty well. But anyways, yeah, invite you. Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna call you up. Okay, so we're gonna get. Oh, he did a call for us. Okay. Let's see. What we're going to have to do here is start a voice call. And what do we got? Are you there? I don't think anybody can anybody hear him? Doesn't look like it yet. Okay. Oh, let's do this. How about now?
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Now your standard thermostat is pretty simple. It looks complicated. The colors don't really matter. What matters is the label where the pins go into the original thermostat. Now your RC is going to be your common. Your R or RC is going to be your actual common. That goes on common for the relays. And then your blue wire is your C wire that you need for smart thermostats. We can get around that just by powering it separately. You don't need a C wire. And then use your green for your fan, your yellow for your cooling, and your white for your heat. I think I gave you the colors wrong earlier, but it's still using the example that you have there in front of the screen. It is exactly the way it is on mine. And all you have to do is take the red, jump it between both or all three relays if you have AC, and then run the different lines to the different normally open for the relay. And then it's a simple matter of controlling it with an ESP, Raspberry Pi, Arduino, whatever you want when you're done.
I knew you'd make it easy. See? All we had to do is just get you. It's so much easier sometimes to talk than to type, right?
Absolutely, it is. It's hilarious when YouTube is like, no, this guy's a spammer. We don't want him here. But I'll have more picks up for the stream. I wasn't intending on doing a video for this for myself. I was intending on passing it to DrZz to do because he's got a bigger base than I could hope to have. I designed 3 different designs on Thingiverse. The first 2 are kind of like if you don't have a stable wall to mount things to, but they print with a lot of plastic and they take a lot of time. I'm not happy with those 2 designs. The third one is the one that prints in 2 pieces where you can mount everything to the wall. It's still a little big, but it's perfect. And all you got to do is go to eBay, get 3 16mm ring lit LED buttons in order to indicate whether things are on or off, and then use MOSFETs to switch those, and you can use the status LEDs from the relay board to switch them. I'll get all the wiring up as soon as I have the Wemos. Like I said, I'm waiting on the slow boat from China. As soon as I have all that, DrZzs will have every bit of it. And for the people
I'm still
in the
muted.
chat, yeah, I don't know what's up. But for the people in the chat asking who's talking, this is a serial killer, otherwise known as the fat guy from Requested Everywhere. I'm kind of stalking DrZzs in the background here and passing him cool ideas to do on stream because he has a bigger subscriber base than I do, and I don't really care to do YouTube. So
I'm muted, unmuted. Okay, I'm unmuted. All right, so what do you want us to call you? Serial killer, Jedi, first name, whatever.
On YouTube, I normally go by Serial Killer, but most people know me as Fatty. I'm the owner of the Requested Everywhere community.
Oh, cool. You can tell us about it. What's Requested Everywhere community?
It's a community of nerds, gamers, weebs, and trolls we've been around since 2010. We're approaching our 9th year this year, and we're not really focused on any video games so much as we're focused on the whole experience of, friends online, playing video games, creating stuff in Fusion from time to time, having arguments about whether flat, your tip, 2 Dell R710s, a Dell R410, and 2 Generation 5 ProLiant machines from HP that we host, like Ark and Minecraft. Kind of an IT guy and an arcade tech. I have an arcade in my living room, and yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, yeah, send me a link. If it won't let you post a link, send us a link to your group, and I'm sure, it'll be fun to check you out. Thanks for helping out. Appreciate it.
No sweat. I'll PM you a Discord link from my community, and anybody who's bored and wants to join and play video games is more than welcome.
Awesome. That's fantastic. All right, man. Well, does anybody have any questions for Fatty before I let him go? We'll keep you on a minute just to see if anybody else has any questions or something they didn't understand. But you made it sound so easy and so clear, and that's what I was hoping. I was thinking, how hard can a thermostat be? It's got to just be able to connect a couple of wires and it'll work.
Some of them use 120 volt switching for like the big master wall heater, board heater deals. And that's the good thing about using the relays like we're doing. They can totally handle 120 volts. They just can't handle it at the amperage that we require. So you would want, for a setup like that, you would want beefier relays. But aside from that, you can do it with one of those systems too. And most other systems on the planet, whether they're gas or electric, use what's called a millivolt system. It's just a 27 volt transformer. That's all it is. It just switches on 27 volts of AC power.
Sweet.
Plumb simple to fix up. But I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here so you can get back to your stream. I'm sorry for like stream sniping you or whatever.
Not at all. Not at all. Be crazy. Well, thanks for the help, man.
Again, shout out. Hell yeah. And as soon as I have it all done, I promise you will have everything in hand, wiring diagram and all, so that you can do a proper YouTube video. And I'll be looking out for that YouTube video. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell icon and do that other showing stuff for Dr. Z. This guy got me into doing the whole smart home thing.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, hey, thanks a bunch, man. Yeah, and send me your link real quick in Discord so I can give it to everybody.
Yep, I will as soon as I hang up.
Okay. See ya. Thanks. Awesome. 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 All right. Now, let's see. What did I miss? What are we talking about? Not a big mess in the wiring. 14 thermostats. Oh man, I thought I had a lot. Safety medical question. If you accidentally touch a live voltage wire, how much voltage or current can zap you into unconsciousness? So I was just reading about this actually. So when if you guys caught it, there was a little bit of a chat. I shouldn't even bring attention to it. Never mind. There's every once in a while somebody will get worried about being shocked, right, by messing with a sonoff or something else that we talk about doing. And so I thought, well, come on, let's have the real discussion. Let's really talk about, is this dangerous? Is it not dangerous? What's dangerous? What would it really take to get hurt doing this, right? Because nobody really wants to get hurt. Okay, we joke around about it. I like to say playing with electricity is like snake charming. You know, you get shocked a few times, you become immune. Right. But yeah, really, you don't really want to get shocked. And here Dutch is telling you, it takes a very small amount of current to actually, do something fatal, like stop your heart or cause your heart to go into a bad rhythm. So now help me out with Ohm's law here, guys, right? If in order for this fatal amount of current, which is very small, to get through your body, you would have to have a really high voltage, right? Because your body provides a lot of resistance. Okay. So let me give you, we can tell lots of stories about this probably, right? And Chris is saying he shocked himself yesterday. And I told one little story about shocking myself. Let me tell you another story about shocking myself. I was probably, this isn't going to surprise you guys. I was probably 11 years old, maybe 12. And I had found a doorbell. There was some new construction around our house, whatever. There was a doorbell in a box, and it was new and nobody's using it. So I thought, I'm going to take this and put it in my room. So at 11 years old, I already had a smart home, right? I had a doorbell for my own bedroom. But when I was hooking it up, I was just trying to figure it out, right? There's nothing there to tell me what to do. So I had, but it ran up 120 volts. I plugged one end of a cord into the wall, but then in order to connect the doorbell, I had to connect another little adapter that I had salvaged from an RC car or something, and the prongs were pointing out like this. So I was like, oh, the prongs are pointing out, it won't fit. So I grabbed the prongs and went to squeeze them back together. Well, that was straight into the wall, right? So I just made a circuit right here in my hand at 11 years old with 110 volts. My hand got cut. What happened was I felt my arm get really tight. You know, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was able to let go. If I wouldn't have been able to let go, maybe something worse would have happened. But I was able to let go and everything was fine. So I see what, and the other probe in the other hand, now the current is going to go right through here and potentially, pass close enough to my heart through some whatever path of least resistance it finds. And, just that small amount of amperage can cause you to have an arrhythmia, right? So yeah, you can do that. If I, holding it in one hand like this, unless this other hand is grounded somehow, unless I'm like holding on to a lightning rod or something in this other hand, it's probably just going to stay in this hand here. Could have burned my hand, didn't, but it could have. Yeah, because I didn't grow up. Yes, good thing I didn't grow up with 240, right? Because there you go. You talk about twice as much voltage now with the same amount of resistance. Twice as much current's going to pass through. All right. So, I'm glad that that's why one of the reasons I think it's great that we have the 110, because I think it builds in a safety factor. Let's see. And I'm trying to see what else you guys are talking about. Electricians always know one hand when it's handling the wires with rubber soles. Yeah. So, well, is that what you said? One hand in your pocket? That's right. So if you put one, I like that. That's good. So you put one hand in your pocket, meaning you're only ever going to connect this one hand. And so you may shock yourself if you're leaning up against something or, you know, your hand itself. But as long as you don't have one wire in this hand and one wire in this hand, you know, you're pretty safe. I shouldn't say you're pretty safe. Anyways, the likelihood that you are going to be killed by 110 volts in your house is very, very low. Okay. I can tell you it is way more dangerous to get in your car and drive to the grocery store or drive to work than it is to, even if you did something dumb, like open up a switch box and start messing with something with the power on, like Chris did. Yeah, not safe, but not dead. I like that. That's true. You don't want it to happen. You know, I've worked on stuff without the power being off before. Most of it, fortunately, when I was younger and dumber and had less to, you know, I shouldn't say less to live for, but less to worry about. Yeah, fortunately, it's not typically going to be fatal. Like, have you ever, I don't know. I don't want to make it sound like I'm promoting some unsafe things, but, you know, generally with what we're dealing with, it's going to be pretty safe. Found out a fork in the socket. Yeah, I have, oh, let's see. Do I still have it here? Let me see. Oh, Zoe's nickel. Yeah. So you guys have seen Zoe. She was just on the stream here, right? Let's see if I can find it. Okay, this is going to make a lot of noise. Sorry. Yep, there it is. Okay, check this out. This will be fun. Hold on, now I got to clean up this mess. Okay. I got something to show you. Switching to this. Okay. You guys see what I'm showing you here? Take a guess about that. Right? Ow, Randy. Dude, what are you doing? 600 volts. Yikes. Pair of pliers. This is surrounded by 2,000 volts at the moment. Oh my gosh, 20,000 volts. Now that, it will not take much to kill you, right? Your amount of resistance stays the same. So as the voltage goes up, the potential for current flow through your body goes way up. So DC would be twice the current, but at 240 volts, wouldn't it be 4 times the current? I'm not sure. I missed the beginning of that question anyways. So this nickel right here is, this nickel right here was when Zoe was probably about 3 or 4 years old. There was a plug in the wall like this, and it was sticking out of the wall just a little bit, right? So you can imagine the wall kind of like right here. Okay. And she thought, oh, that would be like a fun little place to put a nickel. And so between the wall and the plug, she slid this nickel like that. And it went right on to the contacts.
I can't see it.
I know. It went right on to the prongs of the plug like that. And, you know, smoke and fortunately the breaker tripped and all that stuff, but the fire department came because there was smoke up the wall, and you know, it was scary. Scared her, scared my wife. But fortunately, you know, we deal with these electricity, and electricity has potential danger. But I think we really have to keep it in perspective. You want to be safe. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to start a fire in your house. But the potential for dying is fairly low. And I think we do a lot of way more dangerous things. And driving to me is the prime example. You know, you're way more likely to get killed in a car accident or hurt badly in a car accident than you are by tinkering around in your house. So whenever somebody gets kind of uppity and starts, you know, saying how awful it is to be tinkering around with the electricity in your house, you know, just take it with a grain of salt. Some people just, it's okay. So it's anyways. Is that why that's why they put the plugs upside down in the hospitals? That's why they should put the plugs upside down everywhere, right? Because then you wouldn't be able to do that. It would have hit the ground and was stopped. Yeah, that would have been fine. Up to code or installed with the ground facing up. You know what? Growing up, this house that we were in, when that happened, it was probably built in the 60s maybe. But our house is built in 2006 or 2007, something like that. All the plugs are like this. All the plugs are, you know, with the hot and the neutral on the top. So, but I had never thought about that before, so you're right. They should be upside down. That'd be a lot better. New standard is for plugs upside down. EMT advice. Don't work in a house if you're alone. Oh, that's a good idea too. Danny, that's smart. Make sure there's somebody around. Yeah. I like, you know, you guys have probably heard in the video a while back where I was joking around and saying it'll either work or it'll explode. I've had it do both. I've had it work. I've had it explode. But
didn't your go-kart work and explode?
It did pop, didn't it? It did make a bit of a sound. So, you have to know what you're doing, and the odds go up. That's true, Mark. That's good. That's good advice too. You gotta know what you're doing, because people think it looks like a face upside. Oh, that's right. Upside down, it doesn't look as happy, right? That's a happy face. No, that's the happy face. Right? Well, whenever I build anything from now on, I'm definitely putting them upside down. I hadn't even thought about that. Hello from Florida. Gary, you had a Sonoff explode? Oh, you can tell us that story. And we'll probably be wrapping up here pretty soon. But USA people don't like change. How many countries don't? Yeah, right. I know, Mark. Can we start a petition to change to the metric system? How often? When was the last time somebody did that? We need to start it again. Power is a killer. New standard for plugs in commercial. For plugs is go upside down. Yeah, you know, after you say that, if well, my kids are all old enough now. The youngest is 5, and so it's probably not going to have that problem again. But maybe grandkids someday, right? Do the safe thing and put your plugs upside down. Put your plugs upside down, and don't ever just don't work with stuff with the. It's kind of like at this point, like I used to climb on the roof too, right? You guys probably all. I mean, we're all in the same boat in a lot of these things. So it was time to put up Christmas lights. What do? You get up on the roof and you start putting up Christmas lights, right? You're hanging by your toenails, thinking I'm not gonna fall. I'm not gonna fall. Now, you know, I'm in my 40s. I got a lot of people relying on me. Getting up on the roof is a bad idea, right? So I don't do it anymore. Wait, are you kidding, Tony? Did we really? Oh, I didn't even know that. So the U.S. has a law that says we're supposed to be using the metric system. I'm gonna start performing citizens arrests on anybody who's not following the metric system. Just wired up your garage, had the wall recess like a face inspector made. Yeah. Oh, made you take him out and put him the ground up. Well, there you go. Seth is confirming you had a good inspector. That is one of many reasons why I'm positive that I did not have a good inspector when they came by this house. I didn't build it. That it was built badly in many ways. I saw somebody say something about Maker Faire. Maker Faire in Orlando, November 10th. Would love to show off and promote your stuff. Thanks, Lucky. So I didn't talk about it at all in this stream. I could have, but the part 1 of the Maker Faire video, I will be editing tomorrow a lot and hopefully getting out in the next couple days. It won't be out Monday morning. That's my usual try to get done by Monday morning, but this one I'm not going to get done. But I will. I'll have everything laid out and set up so that anybody who wants to do it can do it. I'll have to think about whether or not I could send it to somebody to do. I don't think it was you, Lucky. It might have been, but if somebody else was asking, can I send some stuff for you to take to a Maker Faire? That would be great, but I don't know if that'll work. So we'll have to see about that. But regardless, you'll have all the instructions that you need, and the next couple live streams we can talk about it. And we'll definitely do a live stream from the Maker Faire. So September 15th, and it's my time. It's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. James, am I a Miller or a Mac man? Mac. I'm a Mac. So James must do anesthesia. Is that right? You have to. You got to know something to ask that question. Where are you at, James? Tell us about where you are, what you do. Taught myself how to swap manual transmission into an auto car, and I did it on a VW after. I'm more comfy with metric than I am with Imperial. Yeah, I would love to just not not ever have to deal with, you know, feet and inches and stuff ever again. It's just dumb. Anyways. Yeah. Metrics is so much better. Advanced EMT in Ohio. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we get a lot of the EMT students will come through our hospital and for learning intubations. So you should go to the Maker Faire in Atlanta. I wish, Gary. You know, after this Maker Faire, I think we'll have a pretty good, reasonably portable display. The Dragon's not going to be very portable, but the other stuff, you know, what I'll try and do is come up with some things that we can put in a suitcase, and so we can do something like that. We can go to a Maker Faire in a different area. That would be so much fun, man. That would be really cool. New CD. Oh, sweet. Check my email. Your new PCBs hit the desk. All right. Tony's got some new PCBs. Let's see. Just got here. Can I show everybody, Tony? I'm sure you're not opposed to that at all, right? Check it out. Oh, let's switch over. These are Tony's new. Now these are for, this looks like more than one thing. So obviously you got a 6-button remote control, right? This is your 6-button remote control. This looks like where your ESP32 chip is going to go. And I'm guessing this, so you'll have, are you going to connect a PIR to this? And then is this the door sensors? Is that what we're looking at? That's fantastic, man. That's so cool. I can't wait. I will be do as much as I can to help you as you put together videos to show everybody how to do this with editing and with, you know, software and whatever else, whatever you need to know. Hit me up. I'm sure Rob would be just as willing to help too. So you've done some cool stuff here, so we're going to help you get the word out, make sure everybody knows and can do it. Oh, and on Star is in Star. Oh wait, Dale. Oh, sorry, I missed what you guys were talking about back there. All right. Oh yeah, serial killer. Where did you send me that link? Oh yes, he did. I'm so sorry. Here, this is the link to the Discord. This is the link to the Discord for Jedi/serial killer/fatty. I don't want to call you that. I don't want to be mean, but so this is his Discord. So from there, you can probably find everything else. I am going to join right now. Oh yeah, Justin Timberlake on there. Awesome. Okay, I think I just joined. Sweet. I'm gonna say hi. Howdy. Okay. The Fat Man. All right, guys. So, man, 102 viewers. I hope this has been helpful to you. Is there anything else that anybody wants to bring up or chat about before we sign off for tonight? I could keep going, and I've thought maybe we need to do this more often. You know, I don't want to. On the one hand, I don't want to wear out my welcome a little bit, right? I don't want to just, you know, think that there's going to be enough stuff to talk about, or we're going to get bored and, you know, nobody's going to want to watch. But this is easy for me and it's fun. And so I wouldn't mind doing it more often, as long as I know, well, as long as we can hedge. Yeah. As long as I can hope that I won't just be wearing it out, right? And we won't just be doing so many live streams that nobody cares anymore. But anyways, we're going to keep doing Sundays for sure. Next Sunday, I'm working again. So hopefully I'll be able to get to a stream. If not, it'll be Monday for sure. Monday worked out pretty well last time. Do it and find out. Make it so. Never get too much. All right. I can't get too much of it. That's for sure. And you know, we spend a lot of time, and we just kind of, somebody asked me today, so what's the topic to be on the live stream? And I'm like, the chat that, yeah, I don't have to plan anything. It's pretty awesome. I am an anesthesiologist, Gary. I put people to sleep in the operating room. And I'm in a place where we do it ourselves. So some areas, at least in the US, I don't know how it is in all the other countries, but, you know, sometimes there's one anesthesiologist will be working with several nurse anesthetists. And, you know, so in that case, that anesthesiologist kind of bounce around and sort of supervise. I sit in there and just do it all myself. So I'll go in the operating room tomorrow. Tomorrow I have one surgery. It'll take most of the day. It's a long one. And then I'm on call for liver transplants. So if you're in Salt Lake City and you need a liver transplant this week, I will be your anesthesiologist. What do I wear on my neck for my green screen videos? I bought a $15 turtleneck, a green screen turtleneck from Amazon. I can share a link if you want. The serial killer, thanks for your help, man. I appreciate it. Toilet seat, and she loved it. Good. So the toilet seat. So I said to my wife, which one do you want me to do, the living room bathroom or our bedroom bathroom? She's like, the boys' bathroom. So she's not going to let me do it in the main bathroom downstairs. It's funny. Yeah, it'll be fun, man. It'd be fun to get out and do some maker fairs and meet some folks. So if anybody's around Salt Lake, come on over to the Maker Fair in a couple weeks. It'll be a good time. So let me see. Janice kids, are you guys watching down there? Does anybody want to come up and do the sign off with me? Do you think you could use Home Assistant in a home automation business, Mitch? I think so. I think so. I don't know. I don't know how open source licensing works. I think sometimes there's things you can't use to make a profit, but I don't know. I'd have to ask a lawyer and stuff. I think you could probably, I think at the very least you could do it by selling your service, like selling your support service. Like, I don't think you can charge anybody for Home Assistant, like as a software, because it's not yours. And the people who made it are giving it away. But if somebody had Home Assistant installed and they needed help, or they needed somebody to come in and put the switches in their walls and do the software manipulation, you could probably, make money doing that. I've had people offer to pay me to do those kinds of things. And I don't know. I love doing this, and it's a hobby and it's fun, and I like having friends like all you fellas, but I'm not looking to get out and start doing installs in people's houses or anything. But my understanding is that HAS is quite permissively licensed. Yeah, it probably is. I'm sure if you talk to Paulus or one of those guys, I would, if I was going to do something like that, I would want to include those fellas and let them know, right? Like, I've had people offer, they've offered for me to, advertise and do things into the Home Assistant community. And I wouldn't do that and collect, because I didn't build the Home Assistant community, so it wouldn't be right for me to be profiting or something off of what these other guys built. So if somebody did have a business where they were, profiting from what the Home Assistant guys have done, I would hope that, just doing the right thing and golden rule and that kind of thing, that you'd kick some back to Paulus and the group that keep things running. Maybe we'd keep the Home Assistant cloud free a bit longer if we did that, right? Okay, what else did I see? People would call you at night complaining the light's going on enough. Yeah, right? I don't want that either. I don't want that either. Sometimes, Renee, it's 3:40 a.m. You better get some sleep, buddy. Lee, I'm sorry that your message got redacted. Did it or retracted? Did you take it back, or did it block you? Sorry, man. Presence detection. Seems like there's so many methods. Yeah, you're right, Lee. You are so right. I'll work on it. Maybe, if I can get enough, residual Amazon money, maybe someday I can spend more time doing videos, but we'll do what we can for now. Presence detection is definitely a hot topic. I think one of the things that's kept me from doing, a video specifically about that is that I don't know that there's a perfect solution yet. So the next Maker Faire going to this one here, the one that I'm doing in a couple of weeks is just down the road from my house. It's like 7 miles from my house. It's in Lehi, Utah, which is about halfway between Salt Lake and Provo. And it's at a place that's it used to be a farm, I think. And it's called Thanksgiving Point. And it's a big not-for-profit. It's got a children's museum. It's got a farm. It's got they do big festivals there. They do put a big thing where you drive your car around through all these huge Christmas light displays at Christmas time. They do, what else? I mean, they do a bunch of really cool stuff. It's like a big, huge kids museum complex. And they got a movie theater and restaurants and shops, and they have glass blowing, and they've got a bunch of things. And anyways, they're putting on a Maker Faire for the first time. There's been a Maker Faire in Salt Lake City for a few years, but they're putting on one there. And I'm really excited because it's right down the road from the house. It's 5 or 6, 7 miles from the house. So I'll be excited, and I want it to be successful. So Open source doesn't mean you can't profit from it. GNU license allows you to repackage the files and sell it as long as you make the source code available. It's legal. Thank you. There you go. Winchester is giving us some schooling on the legalities of the GNU. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Last questions, anybody? He's got tons of awesome videos on computer vision. Who are you talking about? You're talking about the Andres. Yes, I love that dude. I love that guy, if that's who you're talking about. Okay, man. Fellas, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everybody's comments and coming by and saying hi and hanging out. Sorry to cut you off, but we got to get these little months to bed. And got to get myself a good night's sleep so that I can do a good job tomorrow at my real job. Thanks for what you guys are doing, man. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for being here to watch. Thanks for comments. Keep the ideas coming. Keep helping each other out. That's a big part of all of this. I don't have all the answers, not even close. So without everybody else in the chat tonight and on the video descriptions and comments helping each other out, and on Discord, without everybody helping each other out, we wouldn't be getting as far as we get. So thanks again a bunch for everybody. And are we ready to do it, girls?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. As
always, don't forget.
No.
Wait.
As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, adios.
Oh.
As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, adios. Good night, everybody. Thanks a bunch. Oh, Dawson Dawson wanted to show off his shirt.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, he got his own little green shirt, so now he's headless like his daddy. All right, good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Adios.
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 Adios. Okay, where's the stop stream button? There it is.